The kids are outside playing, and I am totally capitalizing on this moment to make my own witch's hat without any little fingers reaching and grabbing. So I'm just taking an Oreo and I'm using one of these squeezy cookie icings, and I just made a little spot there in the middle. Gonna take my Hershey Kiss, put it right there, and then I'm going to put some sprinkles all around. That's why I made the little icing patch extra thick. And there is one of our little witch's hats. There you go. Focus in. All right, now I'm gonna let the kids do the rest and I'll show you the finished product. Get it all over. Choose your sprinkles. Here I just have a really easy and quick cracker, salami, and pickle plate. I just used some Townhouse crackers, a little smear of cream cheese, dot on some eyes, and you have spooky ghosts. I've got the potatoes in a saucepan. I put some butter in there to warm up and melt. I'm going to probably do some seasoning. Just was looking for something really quick and easy without going through a drive-through. And I didn't cook yesterday for dinner. We just kind of did a fend for yourself type of day. And I didn't feel like cooking again today, so I always kind of feel a little guilty about that. Even though I shouldn't, because it is what it is, and you should never really feel guilty about stuff like that, in my opinion. But anyway, I wanted to kind of have like something that felt a little more like real food, but I didn't actually have to cook. So we're having corn, mashed potatoes, and fried chicken. I mean, it's not homemade, but it is looking good to me. And sometimes I feel a little guilty when I show a meal that I didn't actually cook, but then I just remind myself that this is a what's for dinner video, and this is what is for dinner. It is Tuesday, and nobody has time for cooking today. I have 4 steaks. I have removed the little packaging thing that comes with them. I had to rinse my hands off real quick. But I am just going to drizzle a little bit of olive oil on each steak. I'm just going to brush that all over and just giving my seasonings something to stick to. And I just like the flavor of olive oil sometimes. All right. I'm just using some onion powder. Jeez, cannot ever talk. Some salt. Hopefully my little Halloween salt and pepper shakers have enough in them. They don't hold very much. And I'm going to do both sides. And then I'm just going to sprinkle on some steak seasoning. And we're going to do a lot. We really like our steaks to be seasoned very well, heavily. All right, you remember that creepy pizza that I made last week? Well, we had some mushrooms left over, so those are going in this pan with some butter and some olive oil. And I'm going to add some big pieces of onion. I finally had Bill pick up some garlic, and you got this kind in the squeezy container, which is fine. I haven't really ever used it very often, so how convenient. I'm adding a little bit of crushed red pepper. And because it was sitting there on the shelf next to the crushed red pepper, I'm going to use some seasoning salt. I'm adding a couple of drops of the W sauce. Okay, many drops of the W sauce. My delicious looking onions and mushrooms. I've just had these on low while I was kind of editing a different video. So they are looking very good. And I'm just going to use the same pan. So that is why I'm going to do the transfer now. Now I'm just going to take my steaks out of the little container that they're in. Get them right into this hot pan. I did turn my heat up. I have just been wanting a steak that has just been basted in butter and garlic like all week long. So don't mind me while I just pour on the butter. Well, it looks like these are done, and I am just going to whip up some boxed macaroni and cheese. It was a request as a side dish tonight. And dinner is served. I don't know what today's dinner is going to be, but I do know that if it's going to be anything at all, I gotta get this chicken going in the crock pot. So I am just going to season it and let it cook. We'll figure it out as we go, looks like. Just putting some minced garlic first. Oh, so I was looking around in my pantry and I found several of these ranch seasoning packets. Apparently I buy them and then don't use them, so I'm going to add that. I'm just going to do about a half of a cup of water, and we'll be back to check on this soon. I'm grabbing my meat masher. I'm just going to give this meat I don't know what I'm doing. Like just trying to smash it up a little. It's almost there, but not quite. So anyway, won't be long now, but I have a little bit of cream cheese I'm going to add into the crock pot. This is the spreadable kind. That's what I had on hand. And I kind of think it works pretty good when you want it to melt in a recipe. So it's about half a container. And the container is 8 ounces, so about half a cup is all that I have. I also have some sharp cheddar cheese that I'm going to pour in. And I'm just going to leave this. I'm going to pick up Cameron from school, and then that'll give that a little bit more time to blend in. I have some bacon in my refrigerator, but not cooked, and I didn't get that far, so I think that while I'm out, I'm just going to run into the grocery store and grab some real bacon pieces. We'll get this all shredded up when I get back, and then add those bacon pieces. And I think I'm going to attempt to serve these on buns as sandwiches. So that's what's for dinner. Be back soon. Well, just in that little bit of time, this chicken has become so tender and thickened up really nice. I got a little packet of real bacon pieces. I'm just going to sprinkle some of those right in. So I guess this would be like chicken crack or cracked chicken. Alright, I'm just going to serve it up as sandwiches and have some Doritos on the side. Doesn't that look good? Well, I put 2 of the sandwiches in my air fryer basket, and I'm just topping them with some provolone cheese. Actually, I'm going to take that off. Stick them in the air fryer just to get this round and bubbly. And I did toast my top bun just a little in the end there because I want it to be warm and toasty. And that is going to be dinner for tonight. And I did taste it out of the crock pot. It is delicious.
Gonna stay in this moment. Gonna lay here on the grass. I don't need to feel lonely. I am finally home at last. And I don't mind being gone on adventures for a while. No, no. 'Cause the best thing about it is I know I'm coming back. Oh, oh. Of all the magic places in the world I've been to, this is where my heart is. Oh, you know it's true. No matter where I go, I'm coming home to you. Been walking down the street so many times, my feet know every brick and stone. Could wear a blindfold. No matter what I do, I'm coming home to you. And I don't know why, don't know why, don't know why I'm always feeling homesick. Oh, all I know, all I know, all I know is this is where my heart is. Oh, I have
Okay, it's Saturday, so that means the last day of the week, the last meal for this video. I just decided that I was going to make a really quick stovetop tuna noodles. I have a grocery order put in to be delivered tonight, like now, but it's raining and I hear a little bit of thunder in the distance, and that usually means that my Walmart orders get delayed or canceled. So I just thought I better come up with something quick, and tuna noodles was the quickest thing that I could think of. So I've changed my mind about making the stovetop version of chicken and noodles, and I'm going to go ahead and make it in a casserole dish. And I just discovered that I have no peas to add. I usually do. But anyway, there will be no veggies in this casserole. Well, I've got my noodles all drained, and I'm adding a couple cans of cream of soup. In this case, I'm using a can of cream of celery and a can of cream of mushroom. Those are the last 2 cans of cream soup that I have. All right, and I'm just going to use my big pot here to mix everything together before I put it in the casserole dish. And I'm using 2 cans of tuna. Now, my husband hates tuna, so he's going to come home and say that's a party foul. But he's going to be okay. He's going to eat some leftovers or make something else. But this is what's for dinner tonight, and he's going to have to just deal with it. I mean, it's no big deal. It's just dinner. It's going to happen again tomorrow. I'm adding some black pepper, and in the past I've had, like way back a long time ago when I was like in my 20s, I would make tuna noodle casserole all the time because I was poor and we lived on that. But I would have friends stop by and they would try it or have some or whatever, and they were always like, what do you do to your tuna and noodles? Because it always tastes so good. And I think it's the black pepper. I use a ton of it. I can't really think of anything else. It's a very, very basic recipe, but we're going to do some salt too. Nothing fancy going on here. Just mix it all together. And like I said, if I had some peas, I would add the peas. And that is why I'm guessing I will not be getting my grocery order tonight. I made sure that I went out early and put the chickens to bed. They're in their coop. I'm not going to have to, I've gotten caught in the rain one time today, but I will not complain about our thunderstorm when I know the mess that other people are going through right now with the hurricanes and whatnot. So, we just make do with what we have in these situations. And I'm just adding some milk to thin down those soups. Making sure that I'm getting that tuna broken down into chunks and not one big clump. And I'm just going to add some cheese, some shredded cheese. I don't normally do this, but since I'm missing out on the peas, I'm just going to add some cheese in there just so it's not just plain old noodles and tuna. Just mix that around. This is just one of those meals that comes together so quickly. It's perfect for an emergency situation when you don't have the ingredients for what you originally planned. Now I'm just going to get this mixture into this baking dish. It might not be very pretty. I am dealing with some carpal tunnel don't have a lot of strength or mobility right now. But we did it. All right, just spread it around. Let's come in with a little bit more cheese. Only because I'm going to top this with French fried onions, and I want the onions to have something to kind of stick to. So this cheese will be like an adhesive. And I've got my oven preheating right now, so it should be ready like by the time I get done putting these on. And I can just pop it right in the oven. And it's not going to have to be in there for very long. I did use butter on my baking dish because I want the noodles to get like buttery, crispy kind of. I'm not sure what the term for that would be. And there we have a very monotone casserole going in the oven. Here is that tuna casserole right out of the oven, and our French fried onions are nice and crispy, and the cheese is melty. I decided to go with some garlic bread, but it's taking a little bit longer than I expected. So let's go ahead and see if I can dish this up without making a huge mess. I'm trying to do it one-handed. It's the end of the day, it's the end of the week, and I'm about to wrap this video up. And I think that I just want to take this time to say thank you for coming by and watching my video. I appreciate you all. And I know that I have a lot of music in this video, and I get mixed comments on some people love it, some people hate it, but I know there's large portions of this video where I'm not talking, and so I just figured I would put on some music and let you watch me bake. We had a busy week. We always have busy weeks. Sorry, I'm over here doing something and not really showing you what I'm doing. But anyway, we had a birthday party the other day. The other day. It was very fun. We now have another teenager in the family. Our grandson Zachary turned 13. And I know that's a huge portion of tuna and noodles. Just grabbing that bread out of the oven. But I can't remember if I ate earlier. So, I know I had some toast today. So I'm starving today. But I'm going to just put another dash of pepper because I really, really like black pepper on tuna and noodles. But that's it for dinner tonight as the thunder just rolls along and my dog is barking in the background. But I will see you all next week for another What's for Dinner video. Bye for now.
Jump into the car on a Friday night. I wanna drive with you. Looking for a bar in the nearest town. I've never seen a sky so blue. We don't have a plan and the night is young. It doesn't matter what we do. There ain't nobody like you. Look so beautiful, and I'm so lucky to be yours.